Hello, virtual learners. Today I have a story for you in honor of Halloween, Pumpkin Hill by Elizabeth Spur. It was illustrated by Whitney Martin. There once was a pumpkin, a lonely, only pumpkin that grew on the brink of a great green hill. The sun shone, the rain fell, the pumpkin grew and grew, larger and oranger and plump, plump, plumper, until one fine day it broke from its vine and roly-poly down the hill. The pumpkin hit a stone and ker-splat! That was that. Or was it? The pumpkin seeds lay on the soft, fertile earth, which soon wore a blanket of snow. In spring the farmer came with his horse-drawn plow, scattered the seeds across the great green hill, but he and his wife could not agree. Barley or corn, alfalfa or hay. So the hill was left unplanted, except for the pumpkin seeds. Now I'm going to stop right here, reader, because you may remember another story that we listened to, and it was called Pumpkin Town. And in Pumpkin Town, there were all of these seeds that the boys had. They didn't know what to do with them, remember? And they sprinkled them at the edge of their field, but then the wind carried them away. What happened to those pumpkin seeds? Well, I wonder, what do you think might happen to the pumpkin seeds that have been scattered in this field? I have a connection from one story to the next. Let's see. The rains came, the sun shone, the seeds grew into sprouts, the sprouts into vines, vines with leaves, leaves and flowers, flowers into roly-poly pumpkins. But since no one came to pick them, they withered away, except for the pumpkin seeds. In spring, the farmer plowed once more. Tomatoes, potatoes, turnips? His hill remained unplanted, except for the pumpkin seeds. Sun and rain, once around again, sprouts, vines, roly-poly pumpkins, which withered away, except for, what would it be? Teeny tiny pumpkin seeds. Once again in spring, the farmer plowed, but didn't sow. Little did he know, he had no need. Beneath the soil, a crop of wildly planted, those hardy little pumpkin seeds. They grew in sun and rain, from small green lumpkins into round, fat pumpkins. Because the farmer lived on the far side of the hill, he did not see that the land had turned into a bright orange mass of roly-poly pumpkins. There was a mighty wind, a whirly-swirly kind. It blew the vines into a tangle and sent the pumpkins rumble-tumbling, hurtling down the great green hill. Oh, what kind of animals are getting out of the way? The valley town was wakened by a roar as loud as thunder, as thousands of pumpkins thumped and bumped down the slope. Behold, a golden avalanche! Look at this guy standing up on his car, wondering what in the world is happening. All of the animals running away from the farm, the cows and the horses. Traffic jammed, shops shut. What a delightful disaster! The pumpkins bonked pedestrians and ricocheted off walls. They rolled into the marketplace and tumbled all the vegetables into a giant tossed salad. Pumpkins rolled into canneries and stalled conveyor belts. Cried the workers, "This is more than our cannery can can!" One could not help but chuckle to see uppity folks struggle with those most unruly roly-polies. Who could stay a grouchy grumpkin among those jolly, bumping pumpkins? The mayor called a meeting. What shall we do with this preposterous predominance of pumpkins? Make jack-o'-lanterns, cried the children. Remember, it's almost Halloween. So the mayor decreed that each citizen must take home a pumpkin to carve. But when all had claimed their share, a plethora of pumpkins still lined the sides of the road. The children cried, "Make pumpkin pies!" All Hallows' Eve at moonrise, the whole valley glowed with the grins of 6,000 jack-o'-lanterns. The night air wafted the scent, spicy and sweet, of 3,005 pumpkin pies. Children dressed as ghosts and goblins paraded in the green. Each held a candied pumpkin. What a blazing Halloween. The farmer apologized for causing such a mess. The frazzled mayor shouted, "No more pumpkins!" The farmer and his wife talked head to head. Then he announced to the crowd, "I'd like to set aside my great green hill for all those children. They can run here, they can hide, ski, slide, or pony ride. They'll grow healthy, they'll grow tall, on this land that I will call Pumpkin Hill." "A preposterous solution," said the mayor, "for our pumpkin pollution." Then the mayor imposed a harsh punishment on anyone who scattered pumpkin seeds. The guilty one must gobble 15 pumpkin pies within a quarter of an hour. That is the reason why on Halloween, after carving grim faces with firelight eyes, children salt, roast, and eat for supper or snack those pernicuously prolific pumpkin seeds. The end. But on the end, there's actually in this book a recipe for growing a giant pumpkin and then also roasting pumpkin seeds right over here. Have you gotten a pumpkin this year? If you had a pumpkin, what would you do with it? Would you carve it? Would you make a pumpkin pie? Would you roast those preposterous pumpkin seeds? In this story, if we talk about the who, the what, and the where, who was in the story? Well, there was a farmer and his wife. There were children in the town. There was the mayor. Where did it happen? We know that it happened in a town on the farmer's hill. And then we also know that he declared it Pumpkin Hill as a place for kids to play. What happened? Well, there was one pumpkin that grew, and then its seeds scattered. And then the next set of pumpkins, they grew, and then their seeds scattered. And then even more pumpkins grew, and their seeds scattered, until there were thousands of pumpkins that rolled down a hill and into the town. When the pumpkins went down the hill and into the town, they caused lots of trouble. And then the town had to decide what to do with the pumpkins. In the end of the story, we learned that one of the reasons that children might just eat pumpkin seeds on Halloween or when they're carving their pumpkin is so that there are no more pumpkin problems like what happened on Pumpkin Hill. Thanks for listening to my story.